Okay, we're up.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
I would like to point out, everyone, please like and subscribe so you get updates when GSD Nation goes live. Do it on YouTube. We're doing Instagram, Facebook, specifically YouTube, though. We want everyone to go to. So please like and subscribe. Leave a great review. I've actually been going over reviews on Facebook. Honey, did you know people can leave a review on Facebook?
Oh, how's that going?
Not so well.
Is that right?
We are indoctrinating our children.
Oh, of course.
And I think we have a rating of like 28% of this is a great page. Only 28% of people who leave reviews like us.
Yeah. I take it as a badge of honor.
I do too.
That means that we're making a difference. If these people can't say anything but that, can't actually rebut any of the logical points that we make.
I know.
I think that's good.
I comment on these saying, "Oh, give us specifics."
Can't do it.
It's all very generic, and I'm kind of laughing. But that's okay. We can disagree. They don't like us because they don't like what we're saying.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, they either don't have kids, they've never held a job.
Yeah.
Or what?
Well, and meanwhile, like there's channels out there that have kids involved that are espousing these leftist liberal ideas, and they're beloved. They're beloved by the internet. So as long as you say the right things, it works. So I take it as a badge of honor that we're making a difference because people are losing their minds in some cases watching our content and calling us anything under the sun, but don't seem to have a lot of strong arguments against what we say.
They just disagree with us.
And nonetheless, our kids, we spend a lot of time, we don't see everything the same way, but we go through things and we logically break it down. And that's where they come out. So, yeah.
They hear numerous sides, actually.
Right.
So, anyway, thanks for the reviews. Keep it up, people. We will respond. And leave some reviews on Spotify. Where else are we? Other platforms.
Everywhere.
Just boost us.
Apple Podcasts. Okay, let's do this. Let's get into the government shutdown, and then we want to talk a little bit about Israel. And I'm still trying to make sense of all this. You and I disagree a bit about Israel's influence and influencers like Fuentes, Candace Owens, Tucker, and some of the recent drama that's all brought.
Yep.
And so anyway, I'm a little bit more still
weary.
I want to be friends with Israel. I don't know why we wouldn't, but there's a lot of people that we've liked and respected over the years that are really changing their tunes. And so I want to unpack that a little bit. And you're more on that side than I am. So, but before we do that, let's get into the government shutdown because that is
might be reopening.
Oh, we got a Marxist in the thread. Marx was a absolute drunken buffoon. His family was poor. He begged for money. I don't understand how people can like this guy. I read all of his work, and it was just a long buffoonery. No solutions, just criticism. Anyway, let's get into breaking news on the government shutdown. I'm just going to play this.
Okay.
And then we can talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
Taking a first step towards ending that more than 40-day now long government shutdown. Emily Wilkins is, I don't know if you slept for the last 72 hours. Where are we?
I don't want to starve children anymore.
Well, Andrew, we have a breakthrough. Congress has broken through the logjam, and they now appear to be on this glide path to reopen the government. Now, what happened last night is 8 Senate Democrats, we've been looking for that number for the last 40 days. They joined with Republicans to take that first steps to pass a funding bill, finally, again, hitting that 60-vote threshold. And look, there are going to be a few more votes in the Senate. We've got to have at least one more vote in the House. But at this point, the shutdown could be done within the next couple days and within the next week.
Done. And no, this is a good thing. A government shutdown isn't helpful because we do have essential workers in the government that are not getting paid and they need money to get by. And so I think this is a good thing. But Schumer still isn't for it. We'll get into that here. There's 8 Democrats that voted to move with it. And they're all I see already this morning, all kinds of left-wing influencers publishing their names and, let's get these people out in the primaries. They, just despising these people, even though like
they're helping.
Yeah, they're helping. Like why do you want to starve children? You know, why not just do the continued resolution, get the government funded, and then attack the issues on their own merit? Okay.
Now, the agreement that they put together, it funds part of the government, including things like SNAP, agriculture, veterans programs for the rest of the 2026 fiscal year. For the rest of the government, it continues funding until January 30th. It also goes ahead and reverses those attempted firings of federal employees during the shutdown, make sure that all the federal employees are going to get their back pay. And Democrats have been promised a vote on extending those healthcare tax credits by the second week of December on a bill of their choosing. And while, again, these 8 Democrats, they've said the deal on the table right now, it's the best they were going to get, others within their party, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Otherwise, like if they don't agree to it, like they're going to get blamed and there's going to be people that suffer. And ultimately, what Trump and the Republicans could do is the nuclear option. By nuclear, meaning they could nuke nuke the filibuster and vote it in.
Wait,
the continuing resolution anyway.
Do you know what the filibuster is?
Yeah, it allows people to stand up and oppose the bills and talk kind of endlessly, and it's a tradition.
I don't find it even productive.
I don't, but I think it sets a bad precedent in terms of shutting down dissent against bills and legislation. And so I think that is a healthy thing for people to get up and be able to like filibuster against things, because when the government has a majority in the other direction, I think we would want the opportunity to do that as well. So I personally don't like the idea of killing the filibuster.
Don't you think you just vote on it instead of like stand up and talk? I don't know. I find
it's a tactic. I mean, you saw Jeffries do it.
It's literally like a government shutdown.
Like 20
Honestly,
hours.
People just talk so that they can't
We're livid that the shutdown is going to end with no concrete deal on those healthcare tax credits.
These healthcare tax credits, I think this is largely misunderstood by people. So I'll I'll put us up quick. The Affordable Care Healthcare
ACA,
the Affordable Care Act had premiums in it, and during COVID, because a lot of people lost their jobs and money was tight, they offered tax subsidies, meaning the government would pay half of your premium directly to the insurance company.
Right. So the big wigs already got the money.
Yes. And so the insurance companies love this. The Democrats love this because their pals in the big insurance companies get the money directly. They don't have to go through any middleman. And then they can raise their premiums, right? They can do all of this without any opposition. And so this is actually, a horrible way to do subsidies. And so what Trump has been talking about lately is instead of these tax subsidies that go directly to the insurance companies, just line the pockets of insurance companies, why don't we put them in the form of HSA?
Yes.
So people can use the money to pay for healthcare directly. And then that puts a little bit more demand on price sensitivity with the healthcare companies, and it puts the money into people's pockets, right?
And I think, didn't he say more competition amongst health insurance places?
Yes, it'll create competition and
drive prices down.
And also it will give people, because now they can bank their HSA theoretically, right? And it will give people the option of like, well, maybe I don't need to go in for this little cough, and they can make decisions about their health a little bit differently when just everything is covered. Like you just go in all the time, perhaps. I don't know. So I think it changes certain behaviors and accountability. But let's hear what Chuck has to say. Oops. Yeah.
Must vote no. This healthcare crisis is so severe
that we got to starve
urgent,
children.
So devastating for families back home that I cannot in good faith support this CR that fails to address
this guy would rather leverage children's hunger.
The Senate will meet today to keep moving this package forward. The House is also expected to return this week, and they're going to need to pass the Senate's agreement before this is over. Guys?
Yeah.
So in terms of timing, what is this?
So let's get back to regular scheduled program. So what do you think? Government shutdown. It's by the way, it's going to end, but it'll only end for
till January.
So it's not.
So
it's
this
not very
is
long.
about 2.5 months. But if they're so worried about healthcare, that it only extends that till mid-December, which is about a month.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just glad that it's open. Honestly, though, like these people who are maybe being fired from the government,
How necessary are their
how
jobs?
necessary.
We know that we have a lot of unnecessary roles in government.
But again, they're just using the blackmail, trying to do emotional blackmail. Oh, these people were going to get fired, which yeah, maybe some of them didn't need to be fired. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, the SNAP benefits. I haven't seen any rioting.
I haven't. Yeah, actually, we thought there would be some potential rioting and looting of convenience and grocery stores, right?
But maybe again, this is just the blackmail tactic of, oh, you got to help these people, otherwise bad things will happen.
Yeah.
Just to scare you.
Yeah. We have an abundance of food in this country. People will get fed. Let's do this. Let's switch topics now.
Okay.
I would personally like to talk about this sort of like anti-Semitic shift in conservative influencers and media.
Okay. You think it's specifically conservatives?
Yes. Yes. Like when I see, of course, there's Nick Fuentes who's kind of early to this. And you could say like he was early to this and got tons of momentum, but it's really, it's like popular to be anti-Semitic right now.
Do you think it's popular?
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
that
I was looking at trends. You can look at trends through Biddle and like other.
But again, are they
sources
really
and
anti-Semitic or are they just
anti-Israel-
anti-Israel government?
Anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, these are trending. And so what I wonder about is like, is this authentic? Is there real evidence behind this? Does it make logical sense to be on this side of things? Does this influence like another, the world almost wiped these people out.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like in vogue to say the same things about these people.
I get what you're saying.
That's wild. No?
Well, yeah, the world wiped them out. I was giving you some stats.
Yeah.
That I think in the Holocaust, it was 5.2 to 5.4 million Jews died. The only ones that survived were less than 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're saying, where all these Holocaust survivors, less than 100,000 survived. Like, where are you all coming from? And
yeah, so now people are questioning the numbers and almost like denying the Holocaust and the data.
That's not denying the Holocaust.
Well, what is it doing then? It's denying the facts of like the historical facts of the Holocaust.
I would say they're still saying it happened. They're not denying it. No.
Well, okay.
So maybe, yeah, the stats have changed. That doesn't say it never happened.
Yeah.
So, but I honestly think it's just, and we can say this towards American government also, where people are just thinking Israeli government is controlled by elites.
Mm-hmm.
And I would openly say the American government is controlled by elites and a deep state.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty balanced, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Although you hear more of these people speaking against Israel are Americans, so they maybe don't want to point the finger in towards themselves.
Yeah.
Saying that our government's corrupt. And I'm saying like all sides, not one side or the other. I would say Democrats and Republicans and independents. There's this deep state out there that just won't help people. They just want to keep getting richer and richer, wealthy.
Yeah.
It's like they even say, if you're a president, does your net wealth go up when you're in office? And the only one that hasn't was Trump in his first term. He went down.
Not just a little bit. Like these people got very wealthy.
Yes.
While in office.
Yes.
And you got to sell like more than you can sell in books.
Yeah.
Right.
This is like
speeches.
the insider trading. This is like Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi had like a 600% return on her portfolio.
I thought they passed a bill though on insider trading for government.
No.
Why won't they do that?
It's not in their best interest.
I think that's corrupt. Of
course it's corrupt.
Why aren't more people speaking up about this then?
Because nobody will change it.
Because it has to be done in Congress.
It has to be voted on by the people that represent us, even though like they know this is what we, the people, want. They won't vote for it because it's not in their best interest. The same with term limits.
Yeah, term limits.
They don't want term limits. They don't want age limits. They don't want any of these things because that changes their lifestyle of being a lifelong political like parasite.
And our founding fathers said they don't want lifelong parasites.
Yeah. Well, and people lived like half as long back then. And now you got Nancy Pelosi, who's like, what, 86?
Well, luckily she's retiring. She's retiring. So like, adios, Nancy.
Yeah. I mean, you have some people in Congress that are ancient. Like
Chuck Schumer.
Chuck is old. Like they're all ancient. I mean, Trump is too old.
Yeah.
And so like, think about this, right? Because I'm going to play this Fuentes clip here in a minute. This I think is interesting. But think about, these are the people that are going to vote on how we legislate AI, and they don't even know how to like put an app on their phone.
That's
like this is like me talking to my grandparents or my parents who are always like, how do I do? And they're going to vote on AI legislation. What?
That is a good point. I never thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, so I think you need representation that is like, has some connection with the bulk of the nation. I mean, I know we vote these people in through democratic process, but we know that like, if you recognize a name on the ticket, people will just vote for it, or they'll vote straight ticket. And without term limits, these people just stay there because they're a recognized name. We have this, we're in Arizona, and we have this with like a couple of our people that I do not like.
Yeah.
And, but they win, and they win the primaries because they're just recognized. So
it's honestly because there's too much stuff on a ballot. Remember our last ballot when Trump was, there was like all these propositions.
Yeah,
it's overwhelming.
You almost wonder if they're trying to confuse us.
I think it's true.
Let me play this because I think this is interesting. It's Fuentes talking about, and by the way, I want to talk a little bit more about Fuentes because he's on the front end of this like anti-Israel, anti-Jew movement. And then now we got Candace and Tucker, and they're piling in. Tucker just had him on his podcast. It was super friendly. He's defended him basically on, he was interviewed by Megyn Kelly lately. So I find all this fascinating. But
wait, who was interviewed by Megyn Kelly?
Tucker.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And these are people that we've generally liked. So let's get back to that.
And so I was blowing up on TikTok and Instagram, and liberals were agreeing with me. They said, I can't believe I agree with Nick Fuentes. The worst person you know just made a great point.
What was his point?
About Israel, and he's criticizing Trump. I'm sorry. He's criticizing Trump. He's basically, he criticizes everything.
Well, he's criticizing Trump because he feels Trump is putting Israel first rather than America first.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Well,
what's wrong with that criticism?
Yeah, I think there's part of that that's fair.
That's why Trump's trying to do all these tariffs so that more people will start investing in America and we will become our own self-sufficient country, of which we should have been like we were 250 years ago.
Well, Fuentes, he spoke out against Trump's bombing in Iran as well. So
that's because they think Israel forced Trump to bomb Iran because Israel saw Iran as their threat rather than America.
Yeah.
So again, that's not.
But listen to this because, let's listen to this because I think it's interesting to hear his perspective on how the left changed and how they moderate what they say about him in the media.
Okay. And when I was being covered in the media, when I was shitting on Trump, you know what they called me? Conservative activist.
Oh.
It's so transparent. When I criticize Trump, I'm conservative hero, far-right humanitarian Nick Fuentes, angelic leader, angelic martyr for the truth. Nick Fuentes stands up to Trump.
It's true.
They would say things like,
it's true. If you speak out against Trump, the left will love you.
Right.
Like, yes, this guy gets it. The conservatives are coming around.
But I think that I'm happy for him to speak up against Trump of something he doesn't agree with.
Sure.
Then it gets people to think.
Yes. I think this is one of the main differences between the left and the right is like we speak up against each other, and like we've got plenty of things to say about Trump, but let's hear it now what he says when a different narrative comes out.
Like that. Now that I'm on Tucker and I'm like being used to attack Tucker Advance, they say racist anti-Semite, Stalin apologist, and Hitler worshiper, Nick Fuentes. And it's just so, the media is so transparent.
Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because no one has the full story. This is, again, we've talked about this. Everyone now lives off clips. They think they know you because of a 3-second clip. They know Nick Fuentes because of a 3-second, whatever. You don't get to know these people. And that's where it's our little ADHD, right? You got 3 seconds to actually lock someone in. Otherwise, they move on to something else.
Yeah. So I don't know fully what to make of it, because I do think there's a lot of legitimacy to criticizing Israel. On the other hand, I don't see a lot of proof. Like, we say that they're behind assassinations, they're behind rings of extortion, they're behind these massive like PDF file things, right? And I was talking to you about this last night. Why haven't we seen evidence come forward, like strong evidence? Not like, well, don't you see? I get this a lot. I see this a lot online. But where's like the real evidence? Like, if there were massive rings of using children, why haven't we seen some of them come forward and record and send out like to all media, independent media, big media, so that if they were unalived for some reason, that their voice would be out there in terms of what happened? I mean, these people knew who was assaulting them, likely, right? So what? Like, where is all that?
Well, we talked, maybe they're being paid off. All the media right now, people think, is ran by the Israel elites.
Yeah. Well, then,
so they're controlling it.
I mean,
so
I
then
know
you
they're
won't
in
see
these.
anything.
I know they're in these leadership positions, but we have so much independent media that. So where is the where is the counter narrative then? Like, where is the facts of like they're being
paid off? According to Candace Owens, they're
with
being
what
paid
money?
off.
With what money?
Israel,
I've seen APAC
elites.
money. I've seen APAC money.
is,
It's way less than what Soros spends.
Could be.
It's not even. I could look at it like
these are like billionaires. Okay, remember when a millionaire was like a lot of money? Now it's not as much. You need to have a billionaire, and there's, according to some sources, they are paying these influencers to say these things, and say like $10,000 can be a game changer for somebody.
No, like nobody's approached us.
No.
Right?
Yeah. So
not
what?
even a sniff of it. Not even a sniff. So,
but then what if they did approach you and said, you can say this and I'll pay every time you say it, I give you 10 grand. But you have to say it, and you have to say it in support of Israel.
I don't believe that's happening.
So you're like just wanting someone.
No, if that's happening,
whistleblowers out there?
If that's happening, then somebody would have come forward by now.
Unless they say, if you speak up about this, I unalive your blah, blah, blah. Could be.
I mean, in the universe of all these influencers that are getting paid, apparently, not one has come forward.
I mean, you have a valid point. You do have a good point.
So look, I'm not doubting that they have an unreasonable level of influence. However, I just feel like all these claims, they're big claims. They are big claims, and big claims need to be substantiated with big evidence. And I don't see the big evidence.
What I've heard of Trump's donors are a lot of Israel billionaires, and he won't then release the Epstein files because maybe it shows stuff on their friends or his donor list. So that's why he's brushing it off.
Or maybe there's nothing in there. Like, they haven't been released in years. They haven't been released under multiple administrations.
Do you think, though, if you're threatened by someone, you would release? This is where you come down to good versus evil.
Yeah, but I mean, you can release things anonymously. You can speak out anonymously. Yes, you can.
People will find you. That's where I think a lot of people don't speak out.
See, it just seems very convenient that it's like, well, they're threatened, so they can't say it. So it must be true. It'd be like, if I said I was assaulted by Biden, and and it must be true unless you can prove the otherwise. Like, what do you like? That doesn't make any I don't know. Like, the argument doesn't make sense to me. I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but it's super convenient to just say, oh, it's all true.
Right.
I don't have any evidence because the evidence is too dangerous. Like, what?
I would say it's a lot of it is emotional blackmail. It's based off emotions. Or like what you said, grifting or clicks.
There's a lot of grifting. And so that's the thing. These are some of these people we really respect. Candace, Tucker, Fuentes and mixed on. I like his idea of America first. However, like I think there's a lot of grifting going on here, and it's super popular right now to just be on this like
I think
anti-Semitic rant.
I think most people just see it though as, where is the America first? Trump ran on that on his
but why
platform.
aren't we saying it about Ukraine? Like we give $3 billion a year to Israel, this year more, but like generally, like it's not like, I don't think we should give them money either. They have a lower debt to GDP ratio than we do, so they can take on the debt and get their own arms and munitions and all this stuff.
So then why do you think we keep giving them money?
Because they are the only ally. Think about this. Like they are in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
It's an influential area, and they have connections and ties with us. They are a modern progressive democracy. They have religious similarities, and they're surrounded by people that hate them.
Yep.
That want to wipe them out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, we've helped lesser causes.
Well, maybe we need to keep them close because if we have all these foreign people coming over.
Now, if we do have a massive like global conflict, wouldn't it be handy to have somebody in that region that we are aligned with?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like it doesn't seem crazy that we would want to be aligned with them. Meanwhile, we put in, multiples of that money into this conflict with Ukraine.
Right. Which I haven't seen anything updated on that recently.
It hasn't really gotten anywhere. Putin's not caving. He has no reason to.
Right, because he's massive.
Yeah, they're not really affected by the sanctions.
I wonder if America.
We were there. We saw these. I will tell you, they are not affected by the sanctions.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if America
they
wants
are thriving
to become Russia. We're like, we can survive off ourselves, and we don't need anyone else.
It would be painful. Like they went through the pain, right? The early sanction pain. We heard this from people. We were there. For people listening that don't know, we were there for 2.5 weeks this summer in Russia, various spots. And when we talked to people, they said, yeah, it was painful, but we are resilient people. We got through it, and now we kind of sustain ourselves. And they are a big enough country with enough resources. They still do trade, of course, with India, China, and like they still had Apple stores over there and stuff. So they're still getting all of these things, but we can't really hurt them, I don't think, through sanctions anymore. Meanwhile, if we were to have sanctions on us from China, because we are just addicted to consumption, we love to consume and get a new TV every 6 months and material items. And so if we were to have sanctions put on us, I think it would be devastating. And I don't know that our people are as resilient to like live and work through adversity.
No, I bet you'd make a civil war.
But we digress. So I guess like it'd be interesting to get maybe this is something we can try to set up, but is like a pro-Israel, anti-Israel person and get a live session together, somebody that really knows the ins and outs of this, because it would be
that most recent podcast you just released. He was definitely pro-Israel.
Yes. In fact, so Fabian was on our podcast, and he was over in Israel recently, September. I think he was there. So he was on the ground. He spent several days with the IDF and saw how they operate. And he didn't say, so I don't know. I tend to trust people that have been on the ground and seen the action.
Maybe they're signing a non-disclosure where they can't say anything about it.
It's too threatening.
I don't know. It's something to consider.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's wrap it there. You got anything else you want to say?
So sick of YouTube TV. It's freaking football season, and we can't watch football because them and Disney Plus are in this little hissy fit, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
And so,
this is something I want to talk to the kids about. We'll do a live this week, and I think we'll talk about football and the influence of these channels like ESPN on our lives. And the fact that, like, here's what really pisses me off. We pay taxes to build stadiums, and then we can't watch our local football team play on free television. That is totally effed.
Well, it's some free television. Oh, I guess
Like,
taxpayer dollars are paid.
Yes, local channel.
Mhm.
Like local channel, we should be able to watch our own football teams that we fund their stadiums. It is asinine that. So what this shows you is like it's becoming so commercialized now that it's not even about like the city and the people and letting the people in your city celebrate, watch their sports. Like people in the city should not be paying to watch their own sports team, in my opinion, because they already pay through tax revenue.
Well, this is just more government taking control.
And yeah, and ESPN and YouTube can't come together. Super frustrating.
We couldn't watch the Vikings.
Yeah,
and
we
then
couldn't.
lost anyway.
And so, yeah, whether you're into college football or NFL, like it's really disrupting the ability to watch the games and the teams that you want to watch.
Yeah, I remember this
Sucks.
happened. Like, was this last year that it happened where we ended up doing a free trial with Paramount or NBC Peacock just so we could watch like a Chiefs game?
Yes. And so they basically force you to get multiple subscriptions. So it's like extorting money from people. And in a lot of cases, it's people that like they got enough subscriptions. Like the average person doesn't need another TV subscription.
Right.
And so I find it kind of gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the word, but you're extortion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
So I think we talk about that more and see what the boys think about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll wrap it up there. I would love to get comments or insights from people on our takes with the situation in Israel or the government shutdown. So drop a comment once we drop this on YouTube. That would be great because we really are trying to unpack this. You know, we even disagree in our house about it. So, but we'll kind of keep covering it. So
yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks for watching.